Hello and welcome. Oh wait, I need to turn my volume down. Hello to people who might be watching already, probably none. I don't think they've stream pinged it yet. Yeah, it has not been stream pinged yet, but welcome to the uh to round 10, right? Round 10? Yeah, round 10 of FRL Division 2. Gonna have some fun today, hopefully.
Is one of those tracks where slipstream is really crucial, and we can see some very intense and close racing. So many drivers.
Currently, it is the pre-race practice, so here in a few minutes probably, everything will be reset. All these times will be wiped from the leaderboard, and we'll be entering the 10-minute qualifying before the race.
As right now, it looks like in the pre-practice session right now, GD David is in fact the fastest E2 driver to set a lap at I believe that's somewhere in the sub 128 ranges. It's pretty good by 129 ranges,
It's
I
a
believe.
128.999, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, so practically a 129.1, which is a nice lap by him. We'll see if anyone can deny him a pole as the drivers are starting to reset as they know qualifying is about to begin, go underway.
Let's see if any of the
So right
drivers
now,
can possibly, improve their lap times in these final minutes of practice and possibly upset the order. Of course, those top three drivers are Division One drivers, I believe, or not. They are not racing racing today. Andy is running. Mark and Insane Zach are not racing.
I'd also like to point out that Sebastian Cato, who was man, what most people say Man 15's closest rival, is not racing today. So Man 15 is looking really good to clinch the Division 2 World Championship today. Let me just check the gap real quick to him and Sebastian and Regional. So right now he has a 58-point gap on Sebastian Cato, and he has an 87-point gap to Regional Valachi. So if he claims pole without Regional winning, the Regional also getting qualifying points, then I believe he clinches the Division 2 championship barely.
And it's been reset, so as you can see in the chat there, we have the drivers saying good luck and have fun, and the qualifying will be starting in about 15 seconds. Or
This
more.
should be a very interesting qualifying session as we've seen some very fast lap times throughout the week from the Division 2 drivers and of course the D3 and of course the reserve drivers who will take part in reserving for some, main drivers today. As qualifying is underway, let's see the conditions. Looks like it is going to be
It looks like
it's
it's dry for
yeah,
now.
yeah, it's cloudy. So that's a relief for most drivers.
Yes, there are many drivers who have been complaining about the frequency of wet races recently.
And I believe there is a 1 in 3 chance of it raining every race that is held here in Nagoya. So surely we're going to have to see a wet race at least once this week.
The first car out of the pits was Aqueals, the reserve driver from XGP. And
Yep.
as I say that, he goes wide at a corner, and Reggie and Enzo go past him, the two Brianza drivers.
Yep, the two Brianza drivers are surely contenders we should be looking out for. Of course, it
Brianza's
has
been
not
very
been.
strong all season.
Regional has had a really strong season. He's in the mix for P2, considering Sebastian Cato is in racing, so that completely opens the door for him to try and go get P2 in the World Championship. Meanwhile, his teammate Enzo, who's not really had the brightest year compared to his teammate. However, this has notably been one of his best tracks. It's a great chance to redeem himself and maybe score some great points. As right now, Regional is the first driver who will cross the line and start his qualifying lap. Let's go on board with him and analyze his lines. So Regional Vlachi and Enzo are the first two drivers to cross the line. Let's go on board with Regional right now as he takes turn 1 and turn 2 of the oval layout. Keeps it nice and tight. Oh, I think he got hit by a bump.
Yes,
Coming up
this
to
track
the
is very bumpy, especially in Sector 1.
as Regional goes a little bit wide off the left-hander. So of course he's green as his teammate sets a purple sector 1. However, he's going to be stuck behind Regional, so we'll have to see how that goes out. See how he negotiates the banking.
This is one of
Misses
the
the
toughest
apex.
corners on the track right here. Not because it's like not because it's a hard corner to get your braking zone, because it's hard to take, hard to figure out what exactly the line is, but it can be figured out with enough practice.
As Regional notably missed the apex there. Regional takes a nice lane through the hairpin. His teammate is purple, but we'll have to see who goes quicker in sector 2 out of the field. But right now, it looks like GD David has a purple sector 2.
And Kuhan
And
takes the purple from him.
yep, he does. As the drivers are coming up to the line. Oh, I think Regional ran a little bit wide. That's going to slightly compromise his lap. Up to the line. The two Brianza course drivers are the first to cross the line. Let's see what their lap times are going to be. Enfield goes on provisional pole position with a 129.2. So
David
great lap
takes
by
the
him.
purple final sector.
He's 16 1,000ths behind Enzo Boy. Started crossing the line. Jesper goes to P6.
Look at that. Less than half a tenth between those top three drivers, Enzo, David, and Kuhan.
As right now, 16 Bryce is on a good lap right now. He's purple in sector 2. Bryce had a little bit of a struggle last race, but he's looking really strong right now. 16 Bryce coming through the final corner. Onto the front straightaway. Let's see what lap he can set. Was purple in sector 2, and he goes up to P5. Nice lap by him. I believe that is a 129.4, close to a 129.5. This is a pretty good lap by 16 Rise. He's
Indeed.
carrying on as he corner cuts, so his lap is compromised.
See
Right
who
now we're
else is
gonna
on
have.
the hot lap.
I believe most drivers are. I believe most drivers are on their out laps right now. They have as most of them completed their first laps of qualifying. So right now, I think Nico Pico is on a hot lap right now. Let's go on board with him and see if where he can put his car. Through the banking, takes a very nice corner. Doesn't go all the way up the track. He doesn't use all of the track. Now coming down the back straight away. He's keeping it nice and tight inside. Coming up to the hairpin. See his line. Takes a wide line. And very clean line by him. Laid on the apex. Now
Oh,
coming
and
up
it's
to.
begun to rain.
But yeah, it has. So Nico Pico has to finish his up right now if he does not want to get interfered by the rain.
And Aquils has not set a fast lap yet.
If things remain the way they are, Enzo is going to be on pole.
And it looks like the rain percentage is probably pretty high.
As Nico Pico goes up to P9. See the rain. Let's see. I'm going to check the rain percentage right now. It's at 48%, so no, it's at 50%. It's continuing to increase right now. So I think that's qualifying over.
That
I
is
don't.
extremely unfortunate to the drivers who did not manage to set lap times before the rain arrived. Aquils notably got caught out by this rain. He was not able to set a flying lap before the rain started, and so therefore, as he comes to finish his flying lap, he is probably going to be at the back of the grid. Not quite, not quite.
Yep. As the rain really is picking up, I think that is Enzo on pole position for the first time this season. It is
Yes.
a great lap by him.
Unless the rain suddenly disappears, but even then, the fastest time on inters around this track is only a 33.
It's 100% rain. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it is 100% rain.
Wow, so this will be full wet conditions, and since the race will be starting right after qualifying, the race is probably going to start in these conditions. This is the heaviest rain we have ever seen in FRL.
This can't get any more intense. So we'll have to see how the race turns out. Right now, I think it's just best for the drivers to, just get a little bit of practice time in the rain. If about two and almost 2.5 minutes practice in the rain.
Yep.
Get them about 1 or 2 laps depending on where they are in the track. And yeah, it's going to be quite hard for the drivers to see, especially if they are behind the driver because they're going to get hit by the spray.
Looks like we have a
Crushing
lot of
rim.
drivers complaining about for a red flag.
Yeah, I believe they're just force playing around. But yeah, as it is very big news for Enzo to get the score's first pole position of the season, and I believe his last pole position came right at this track last season in the Division 3 Western category.
Yes, this is a track that many drivers have pointed out specifically as a track that they are good at, and other drivers really just suffer at. GD David, for example, he's never been a slow driver, of course, but to be on the top of the timetables like for D2, like he was for this race, and up that high in qualifying is not typical for him. Enzo, of course, with his pole position, not typically where Enzo would qualify.
Unfortunately by Enzo, I'm sure some of these drivers will hope that rain does clear out soon. As let's see, let's actually just see. Let's actually just watch these drivers take the track in the rain. This is a really hard track, especially in the rain and in dirty air.
Indeed, indeed.
Now, let's actually go on board with regional and see how he negotiates his car through the rain. Now he's in sector 2. I think he's on an out lap, but it won't really matter. So let's watch regional's lines in the rain. Oh, I think he's preparing for his hot lap. Now, I think he's on an out lap and he's just preparing for a hot lap. Letting Chirpy by. So great sportsmanship by him. I think is starting to suffer now. So I believe the banking is flat out from experience, even at 100% rain.
It looks to be.
Also, uh, also, I would just like to say, turn 1 on lap 1 is going to be absolutely wild.
There are going to be so many drivers going wide, especially with the heavy rain conditions. Oh, looks like the
Yeah,
rain's decreasing.
take a look. To try and get some information from the drivers. So
64.
reportedly, it is at 64. It is at 64%. So I believe that the inters will be the preferable strategy.
Guess we'll have to find out. So we got
Right
three
now,
drivers still on laps, and when those drivers are done, it'll be time for the race to begin.
I think these drivers just want to get as much as practice as they can in. Oh, Chirpy almost flipped. So reportedly, it is at a stable 64. Going to take a look once the drivers line up at the starting grid one final time. Again, these are your top 10 drivers or of qualifying. P1 is Enzo Boy 3. P2 is GD David. P3 P3 is Kuhan Gizmo. P4 is Regional Valachi, followed by 16 Rise, 21K Cloud, Jesper Ja, Tony M, Pico Pico, and Giacomo.
And in behind them, we have Man Pifting, who probably failed to set a representative time, championship leader, outside of the top 10 in qualifying, followed by Pizza Gaming, Among Us Sussy Imposter 2, Chirpy Bird, Lepre, Aqueals, and Hangman Page.
Yep.
Or
So
Wolf.
I believe, not sure if this clinches Man 15 the championship. I don't think so. Right, as the drivers come to the starting grid, let me just check the rain percentage. Oh, the track weather is at 69%, but the rain is at 64%. So I think Inters will be the best choice. Yes, I think the wets will really only work after, I believe, 70 maybe. We'll have to see what tire these drivers go on.
Some are going on the wets, some are going on inters. It's a split field. David Kuhan going on wets, but Enzo and Reggie are both on the inters. It
Yeah,
looks like Kuhan might be switching. Maybe? Nope. He's not switching.
yeah. Looks like Nico Pico and Tony are switching. Looks like most of
Nearly
these drivers
every
are going
driver
to go on the
starting
inters.
on inters at this point.
Yes, as we have the 5 lights go out. Enzo Boy on pole for the first time in over a season.
Lights out and away we
Look,
go. David
yep,
gets a bad start. Enzo gets a
yeah.
great start. He's now going off into the lead.
Enzo has a good lead. It is a Brianza 1-2 right now, but Kuhan is attacking on those wet tires.
And
Let's
we
just
now
see
enter
how they
turn one
negotiate through
finally.
turn one.
Oh,
See,
and David
oh,
goes straight on.
David goes straight off the track.
Oh, and he's back to the back of the
And he's
field.
going to ruin his race already. Right now, the drivers are just bunching up right now. Right now, 21K Clouds is attacking Regional Veloci, as I believe Enzo Boyd probably made a mistake somewhere, and he's dropped off to P7.
I believe
Right now,
Enzo
Regional
went
Veloci
wide
leads
at turn
the race.
2.
Here comes Nico Bico. Nico Bico's attacking on Regional. Nico Bico and 21K Clouds are in the slipstream. 16 Rise is in the mix as well. He's made up a couple positions. It's not over. Despite the rain, I think we're still gonna have some intense pack racing. Nico late launch. He's going to take the lead, but Regional gets to drive off. Regional's gonna hang on to the lead. 16 Rise got around Nico Pico. Now 16 Rise is gonna look to attack Regional.
Oh, and 16
Great
rises. He
racing.
takes the lead. He takes the lead.
16 Rise is in the lead. But
And
here
Reggie
comes
fights back and takes
Regional.
back the lead himself.
Regional goes wide. 16 Rise. They're fighting for the lead. They're side by side.
And Man 15 has fought his way back up to third position. Championship leader having a stellar first lap.
Yeah, he has. As Nico Pico has dropped off a few positions. I think he made a mistake somewhere. Very unfortunate. Right now, the battle for the lead rages on. Man 15, starting from around 12th position, has taken the lead. But 16 Rise. Oh, Kuhan!
Kuhan goes
Kuhan goes very
straight
wide.
on.
The drivers are not really liking turn 1 right now. But right now, Man 15 takes the lead. 16 Rise looking to attack. Comes 16 Rise. 16 Rise is in the slipstream. 15 is still hanging on right now. But 16 Rise is closing in. Oh, Man
Uh-oh.
15 goes wide. 16 Rise takes the lead. But Man 15 is going to get the better run off the corner. They're still side by side. 16 Rise is going to be in his slipstream. Oh,
Oh!
16 Rise! What has happened to 16 Rise?
Did he press the wrong button?
I think
And he
16
falls
Rise had
all
a
the way
controller
down.
issue. What is going on with 16 Rise? What just happened? 16 Rise just went straight on into the wall. I think that was a controller issue. Heartbreaking for 16 Rise. He was fighting for the lead up until that point where he had that crucial and very heartbreaking crash.
Yes, very
It's going to put
unfortunate.
him out of the mix all the way down to P11. Right now, Regional takes the lead. Tony M is still in the mix as well. This is a great battle for the lead. Regional.
Oh,
Oh, regional
Pizza
goes in.
dives into
It's
the
gonna go wide.
pits. Pizza dives into the pits.
Pizza dives into the pit. Sure, if rain could be picking up, anything like that. See what tire Pizza will go on. If he goes on wets, then I think the rain is picking up. So it looks like he's on wet, so I think the rain is picking up.
16
Going
rise
to
into
try.
the pits as well.
Yeah, of course he made that crucial mistake. Very unfortunate.
Rain is
Right
at
now,
91% now.
according to rain is at 91%. So I think drivers are gonna have to pit right now. Great strategy call by Pizza Gate. Oh man, 15 goes wide. He's going to go very wide, and
Oh,
he's
and he
going to
loses
lose
all that
a
speed into
ton
the
of
backstretch
position.
too.
This is
So many
giving the win
drivers are
to
going to be cruising right
Regional right
past
here.
man 15.
This puts Regional in a great position right now.
This could also be saving grace for Kuhan and GD David, who both qualified well, but made mistakes at turn 1. But they started on the wet tires, and now that the rain is increasing, and they're already on the wet tires, that could provide a great advantage to them. And also Aqueos, who had a abysmal qualifying after getting caught out by the rain, but it also started on wets.
Here comes Tony M. He is knocking on Regional's door. He is less than half a second behind. He is gaining and gaining. Will they come into the pit? They come into the. Will anyone come into the pit? And 15 is in. So it looks like he's gonna try and get the undercut on the drivers right here, going on the wets.
Giacomo and Among Us Sus the Imposter also into the pits.
Let's see if they can make the undercut work out. Let's go on to the wet tires. I'm going to try and get some information on what is the track water overall. As Enzo has clawed back into the mix for the win. He has made a mistake on the first lap, but is now gaining more. He gained all that time back, and is now trying to fight Regional and Tony M for the win. As right now Tony M takes the lead right now. Oh, Tony M goes wide. Here comes Regional. Regional's gonna take the lead again. As I'm getting information that the track water is at 83%, so looks like Inters are going to be the quickest compound around here. As right now, Enzo's going to take the lead. It's a Brianza 1-2 right now. Regionals got the slipstream, so does Tony M. Who's going to take the chicane the best? It looks like Enzo takes the chicane the best. I think Tony M made a mistake. Yeah, Tony M is losing. I think Enzo's the quickest car on track right now, but we'll have to see how he goes out later. As well, the drivers pit. No, they're staying out another lap.
Chirpy Bird into the
Surprising.
pits. Nico into the pits.
It looks like
Aqueos
looks.
now in P4 on the wet tires. David right behind him. Both Max GP drivers making good recoveries after bad qualifying or first lap.
It looks like these Inters are still hanging on. Oh, Tony goes wide, very wide.
I
It looks
believe
like
Reggie also went a little wide there at turn 1.
he did. As right now, him and his teammate are fighting for the lead right now. And let's see where Nico Pico comes out. Nico Pico's gonna come out in front of man 15, so I think he made a great uppercut on him. As they go through the rankings right now, the battle for the leads is still raging on. Regional has enough room to Enzo and Tony, but they're gonna have the slipstream. Here comes Enzo and Tony. Who's gonna get the better line through the hairpin? Looks like Enzo
Oh,
makes a late lunge. Regional goes wide. GD David has made up ground ever since that massive mistake on lap 1. Oh, very nice recovery by him. And I'm trying to monitor the gap to the highest running um, driver on the wets. Wait, I think GD David and Equals are on the wet, so
Yes, they
this
started
race
on the
has
wet
played
tires
out
with Kuhan.
very well for them.
Yes,
This is
that
going to
strategic
benefit
gamble.
them
There
a
were only
lot.
3 drivers who took that strategic gamble, being GD David, Aquils, and Kuhan Gizmo.
So great call by them. It's going to benefit them a ton. They are gaining and gaining and gaining on the leaders. So this race has played very well in the hands of GD David.
And David now
However,
enters that battle
here
for the
is
league. He's gained a second in the past lap, I believe.
I think the wets are a second a lap if you have the pace. Notably, Man 15 is closing in as well, so wets are really starting to come in right here.
If these
Oh,
drivers
GD
don't
David
pit
goes
right
wide.
now, their hopes for any sort of win are done.
I think. Oh, Enzo goes very wide. Going to lose out on the main pack. He's still on the slipstream though. He's got some ground to make back up. Right now, here comes GD David. He has the best compound right now. It's looking to be a max GP 1-2 right here. GD David soars to the lead.
Wow, he just
Team
went right past Reggie and Tony.
Regional's not going to give up that easily. Oh,
Oh, David
Regional, what
corner
a late lunch.
cuts!
Yeah, David corner cuts. Regional's back in the lead.
But David still has that better compound, and he's gaining on the way to the next corner. And does he take the lead again? I believe
See,
he
I think
might.
surely Regional has to pit here. Surely he does.
Oh, and
Oh,
they
he's staying
don't.
now.
All three of those
Oh,
drivers
Regional
stay
goes
out.
wide. He's going to get a massive tow. I think he's trying to benefit from the slipstream. We can keep up with GD David and stay out more laps. Here comes Regional Valachi. GD David's gonna get the better lane. Oh, he goes wide. He's going to lose out. Regional and Tony M are daring devils to stay out, I must say. As GD David's going to regain second place from Tony M. He has his sights on Regional again.
Meanwhile, further back,
So,
Aquils has made his way around Enzo.
Aquils is gaining.
And David
GD
takes the
David
lead.
is, but Regional's gonna have that slipstream. So Regional and Tony M are really benefiting from GD David's slipstream right here. GD David just can't get away if he cannot put a good enough gap before the straightaways. Oh, Regional sends it. Oh, and he's going to lose out to Tony M. No, because Tony M went wide. It looks like GD David has some breathing space right here. We'll see how they negotiate the chicane. Regional's gonna make a huge
Oh!
corner cut. He's going to lose out to Tony M.
And
And maybe
Aquils
Aquos
and
and
Enzo, and even
Enzo.
Kuhan gaining on him now.
GD David has cleared the inter runners. He can now set his sights on running away. It looks like it's going to be a max GP 1-2 in a matter of time.
That is, of course, unless Kuhan can manage his way around Aquils.
Yeah, I think Enzo and Regional stayed out too long. Really think they did. Very unfortunate. And yeah, Name 15 and Nico Pico are gaining on Regional Veloci and Tony M and all the inter runners.
And
Right
Aquils
now, I
overtakes Tony, and it's now a Max GP 1-2. This is a brand new team, only joined in this first season. They are not that high in the standings. For them to be 1-2 at this stage is rather unexpected.
guess it is as they tried to gamble out and they played it out perfectly. We'll say. As right now there is a battle for P11 between uh Nico Pico and Giacomo. Right now Enzo and Regional are also still fighting for P5. They have to pit soon surely.
I believe in the
So they're
chat
gonna
they are saying that they are going to pit this lap. It might be too late already, though.
yeah. So unless GD David and Equals make some huge mistake, I think drivers that pitted, their chances are over. win this race.
It is possible, however, it's very high tire degradation at this track. It's possible that as the tires get more and more worn
Enzo
for
and Regional are
David,
in
Kuhan, and Aquils, that the other cars could catch up.
as the two Brianza cars are in. Those Tawny, I think they just couldn't stay out any longer. I think if they pitted a lot earlier, they would have been in a much better position. Now we're going to have to monitor the gap and see where they all cycle out.
And Man
Going to
15
cycle
sails
behind
right
him,
past
15.
them.
Lepri goes by. Nico and Giacomo go by. Herpy and Pizza also go by. So they lost a ton of time. They're going to merge. Provisionally, I believe highest of that pack is P9 when Lepri pits. So they lost all that track position, pitting 3 or 4 laps later. How much the undercut can really affect your race that time. And they do have the freshest tires of the field. So they can still finish off strong, I will say.
Yes, there's still a possibility of them coming back. Something interesting to note about the top three drivers. Aquils and GD David are, of course, teammates. But Kuhan Gizmo, the third place driver, actually owns MaxGP or co-owns it. So to
He
have
does.
those three drivers in all filling all podium positions is showing that maybe there was some talks behind the scenes, possibly.
As he is co-owning and driving for a different team, Scuderia Squadra. And right now, Aquos is closing in on GD David. Aquos is a really good rain racer. And of course, he has been benefiting from the recent rainfalls in races. So if he continues to rain throughout the next few races, he will really benefit from that, and he
Yes,
will surely contend.
Aquils
Now,
is a reserve driver for MaxGP and one of the contenders for the championship in D3 West. Despite having only joined the championship, what was it, like halfway through?
yeah, he did. As I don't know if Kuhan
Yes,
can
halfway
really
through.
put up. I don't know if Kuhan can really put up. Oh, his left rear goes very wide. I think I saw him go straight on into the wall. He's still staying out on the interns, I believe. He is. So this is a nightmare of a race for Lepri. Now he's going to be behind the wet tire runners. He's about to get overtaken by Mugas Sasim Foster. The Lepri is desperately hanging on right now. Meanwhile, there is a battle for P7 as Regional has caught up to Pizza Gaming and Chirpy Bird F1. But he's trying to pass them. That's the main objective for him.
It is possible
Right now,
that with
Regional
those
has.
fresh tires, he could start really gaining time on those front runners, possibly even get around Man 15, who, by the way, has failed to make any significant progress towards catching up the front runners.
Of course, it is on the wet, so it's really skill dependent. And I'm not sure if tire wear is really going to play in that much enough of an effect, considering the gap to E3 to P4. It's over 16 seconds. It's gonna be hard for them to catch up. Chirpy got around regional, so Chirpy's still hanging on. I think regional is personally the fastest car on probably on the track right now. He's flying.
Yes, I believe we are about one lap away from the halfway point in this race. And already it seems the podium is nearly clear, unless weather really changes.
Yep. As reportedly from GD David, it is at 89% rain. And I think Kuhan is actually catching up to GD David and Aquil, so Kuhan isn't out of the mix at all. As long as Aquils and GD David continue to battle it out, Kuhan could slowly be coming into the mix right here. Yeah, the
Oh,
gap is down
Aquils
to
goes a little
35.
wide, it looks like. And David gets a much better run onto the pit straight.
David is still hanging on. Goes wide. So right now, Eagles is trying to get around his teammate. Although their teammates, they still have to bear in mind that they are fighting for the win. So there are really no team orders. They have to go for it and give it all they got. As
Yes.
Equals gets around GD David. Oh, but he's gonna go wide. Here comes GD David again. Equals is weaving a little bit. As GD David gets a better line, Equals goes wide. I think Equals is faster than GD David. He's just a lot more inconsistent. So Equals really needs to work on that if he wants to win this race.
I would
As
like to take a
Equals takes the
moment.
water line. Oh,
Oh,
GD David goes wide. But here
oh.
comes Equals.
We'll see who
That
might
was
be able to
scary.
take the lead down here into the straight, but I would like to go ahead and take a moment to appreciate the number of one-off liveries that have been made for this race. Max GP is one of them. You'll notice that the livery they have for this race is different than the one they had at the last race. Uh, I believe that there are many other teams that also have them. I'm not sure which ones off the top of my head, but I know there have been several. Oh, Scuderia Squadra is one. If you
Oh, GD David disconnects. What has happened to GD David?
no,
This race has gone straight into Equals' hands. It looks like he's going to be potentially taking the win unless Guhan can pull off an absolute miracle of a charge and catch up to Equals. I don't think that's GD David's first disconnection of the season.
no. In fact, of the races that GE David has been a part of, um, he has disconnected at this point from what 2/3 of them.
Yeah, as this
Uh,
race has completely probably given the win to Equals, as the one stoppers are over 20 seconds behind him. Han isn't really gaining much ground on him. Don't think it'll be. I don't think he'll catch up in time. Equals as a reserve driver is looking really good to win this race.
yes. Oh, I
Oh,
think he
and
might
I
have
think
gotten a small corner
yeah,
cut there. Not
yeah,
sure.
he made a small corner. So Kuhan is going to gain the time up. Meanwhile, there is a battle for P3 between Nico Pico, Man 15, Regional Valachi, Trippy Bird F1, and potentially Giacomo.
Yes, if
Nico is hanging on right now, but here comes Regional and Man 15.
what was a P4 position is now suddenly the final podium position with David's
Yeah,
disconnect.
this is a really close battle for the final podium position.
I think something to note
As
here is that
here
with
comes
this
here
battle,
comes Chirpy Bird F1. He's gonna make the late lunge. Oh, Nico Pico gets by Chirpy. Gonna be in the slipstream of Regional Valachi. It's a four-way fight for the final podium position. So this is a very close battle right now. It looks like Nico Pico gets the best run off the corner. He's going to be fighting with Regional for that P3 position. Oh, Chirpy Bird runs wide. Doesn't lose much time. Oh, now he does. He goes very wide.
oh, man 15
Oh,
into
Nico
the
Pico.
pits. Man 15 into the pits. What
I'm
tires
not
are you
sure
going to be
with
going
whom.
on to?
Wait. Yeah, that's very interesting. To I'm going to ask of the what the rain percentage is. Man 15 slightly misses his box.
And he goes on to another set of wet tires.
Yeah, I don't think that was the right call. I really don't think that was the right call.
Something interesting to note, though, about that battle that was for P3. During that battle for P3, it caused all the drivers to lose a little bit of time, which is going to affect them if they want to try to catch up to those front runners. But the question remains: is that even possible at this stage in the race to catch up to Eight Wheels and Kuhan Gizmo?
As right now the battle for P3 is still on. Chirpy Bird can get his first podium in FRL, I believe. He's been racing since the very first season and is still surprisingly yet to get a podium. Three wide right now, going into the hairpin. Regional holds his ground. Here comes Nico Pico and Chirpy Bird.
Oh, Reggie goes a
Original
little
goes wide.
wide.
Nico Pico's No, regional still hangs on. Kirby Bird trying to take P3 away
Chirpy has
through the
a
slipstream.
run. He got a better
He
long.
has
He
a
got a
run.
better
I
exit. And
think
through
he's
the
around. I
hairpin
think it's cleared.
or chicane. Oh, and now
Uh,
Reggie is back in the lead. And now they are gaining time on those front runners, but still don't know that there is enough time to be gained to close in.
yep. As regional holds the lead right now, but Nico Biko and Chirpy are going to get a great run down the front straightaway. As slipstream is really powerful at this track. So they got the slipstream right now. Here comes Nico and Chirpy.
Oh,
Oh,
Aquils
what a line.
pauses. Is Aquils
Oh,
disconnecting?
Aquils! What has happened to Aquils?
Is
From the
Aquils gonna?
lead!
Oh, he
He disconnects!
disconnects.
Oh my
It
goodness!
it goes from
What
a
has happened
1-2
to
for
Max
Max GP to a
GP?
double DNF.
Wuhan is now going to take the lead.
And with so few
Happened
laps to
to
go,
Max GP.
Max GP absolutely falling apart.
They screwed up. It is a nightmare for them. This is what you call a Ferrari moment.
I'm not even sure this is a Ferrari moment. I mean, I guess like this most recent
Keep in
year, I
mind,
guess yeah, Ferrari moment.
they were both from the lead.
No, this is a this is a Red Bull Bahrain moment.
Yeah, or a Ferrari. But anyways, doesn't matter right now. Regional is starting to pull away from Nico and Chirpy. Right now, Nico and Chirpy are going to fight for that podium position. Chirpy makes the corner cut. It's going to allow Nico to get some breathing room. It looks like Regional is gaining, but however, I think it is too little too late for him.
Yes.
Because right now, Chirpy is in the slipstream of Nico Biko. Here comes Chirpy Bird F1. Close enough. Goes getting very close to Regional Veloci. Chirpy goes very wide.
I'm going to mute for a moment. I'm actually a co-owner of Max GP, so I'm a little mad right now. So I'm going to mute for a moment and just scream.
Alright, sure. Enjoy. Anyways, as the battle for P2 and P3 are still on, it's like they have kind of calmed down a little bit. There is still a battle for P5 between Tony M and Enzo Boy 3. Of course, Enzo was our pole sitter.
Alright, I returned.
Enzo's trying to get around Tony right now. They're in the slipstream. Here comes Enzo. He's got to run. I think it's gonna be enough. Let's see as they go through the hairpin. Enzo goes slightly wide. Here comes Tony, and I think Tony's gonna get a better run. Yeah, regional is catching up to Kuhan, but I think it's too little, too late for him. Nico Bigo is regional, so this could be a great battle for P2 between them.
I think it could still
Nico,
be a battle for P1 because that time has come down by 3 seconds in the past few in like the past 2 laps or something like that. So it's very possible that Reggie could gain on Kuhan Gizmo and even overtake him at this rate.
oh, and and
I believe I'm suffering from internet issues. The stream might end suddenly.
all right, fine.
I
If the
I'm
stream
definitely
ends,
lagging a
then
lot on the game.
if the stream on Discord, likely streamed by Andy if he's willing to.
It's also possible that I accidentally opened something that's causing issues, so yes.
All right, thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy. As can still take P2 away from regional.
Okay, I had accidentally started a download, so that's fixed now. I'm back to being good.
Yep, here comes Nico Pico. He has the slipstream of regional. Pico's gonna try and send it in surely. Oh, he breaks a lot earlier. He's gonna get the better. He's gonna get the better drive into the corner. However, regional makes the off corner line better. As regional is starting to slowly pull away from Nico. For Nico, I think slipstream is really helping Nico Pico stay with regional. So regional is gonna try and pull away and keep Nico out of his slipstream. Yeah, they're still very even right now. Nico's a lot closer this time. He's gonna get a great run down the front straightaway. He's got a big slipstream on regional. So the gap now is down to 11.8. I don't think it's possible, but it was a great attempt by regional and Nico. Oh, Nico goes wide. So regional's gonna have some breathing space now. Let's see how they negotiate through here. Regional almost goes wide. Nico's trying everything he can. As meanwhile, Man 15, who has made a second stop, surprisingly, is now in P11. So I say I'd say he's had a very nice recovery so far. 16 Rice, of course, with that massive mistake on lap 2, is up to P10. So very decent recoveries by them, I will say, as they slowly make their way up through the field. Oh, Nico Pico sends it down low. Regional still holding the P2 position.
I
It
think if
looks
we go
like
a
regional
little further
is
back, Enzo, Tony M, and Chirpy are all in a tense fight for P4 currently.
they are. As let's see how they negotiate through the corner. It's like Enzo's gonna hold the P4 position right now. Tony sends it, but Enzo's gonna get the better drive. No, Tony does. They go through the final corner. Enzo on the inside, he's gonna get the better line. Chirpy's still in the slipstream, he's not out of it. So there are very great battles around the track. It's not over. Chirpy goes a little bit wide. Chirpy's still in it. He's in the slipstream. Enzo takes a wide line and he makes the corner work. Tony M still trying to fight back. Oh, Chirpy goes a little wide. As Tony M is gonna try and clear Enzo and pull away now. Enzo's not letting him do that. Enzo's still gonna try and fight back that position. As Enzo's in his slipstream, going through the banking corner. Who's gonna get the better line? Enzo goes down low, but Tony does as well. Tony's gonna hold on for now. Enzo's gonna be in the slipstream though. Chirpy Bird has slightly fallen back.
I don't
He's now
think
losing the
Chirpy's out of the
slipstream.
slipstream yet, is he? Oh, I think he might be, yeah.
He's still in it, but he's losing. He's losing out on the slipstream, which isn't good for him. So right now Enzo's still in the mix, trying to, still trying to attack Tony. Go ahead, what you were saying.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
again, Tony.
if I remember correctly, Chirpy might have been one of the first ones to pit for wet tires, right?
Yes, I believe he
So
was.
it's possible he's suffering from tire degradation, especially in comparison to Enzo, who pit much later than everybody else on the field.
Yeah, as Enzo goes wide, here comes Tony. He's trying to fight back right here. Very great battles around the track. There is one between Giacomo 16 Rise and Man 15 for P9 as Man 15 goes around 16 Rise. Man 15 is making good recovery drive through the field.
Yes, if we turn our attention back to the front, there are how many laps? About 3.5
Four,
laps
yeah, three and a
left to
half.
go. And we can see that that time difference between Kuhan and Reggie is consistently falling. And it's increasing its rate at which it's falling. It is possible still that Reggie might be able to get around Kuhan
Oh,
in
Nico
on the
goes wide.
final laps.
Yeah, as right now, I think Regional needs to gain about 2 seconds a lap in order to have a chance at the win. We'll see if he can do that. He has 6 lap pressure tires, Kuhan. So right now we're going to turn our attention back to Battle for P4 between Tony M and Enzo. Enzo's still in the slipstream. So is Chirpy. Chirpy, I think I doubted him a little bit. He's still in the fight. He's not out of it yet. As I think Nico made a mistake. That's gonna allow Enzo and Tony to attack on him for that final podium position.
Yes, this fight for P4 might have just become a fight for P3.
I think that mistake really costed Nico a lot of time. As the gap is now down to 6.6. 3 laps to go. This is not over yet for Regional Veloci. Can he take his maiden win?
I'd say it's still possible, especially as the wear for Kuhan is getting more and more.
As right now the battle for P3 is still on. Oh, Tony gets around Nico Pico. Nico, who went from P3, is now dropping to P4 and might be under attack from Enzo Boy. And I think we have our third retirement of the race, Leopard 28. Not sure what happened, but I think he just gave up because he was out of the points positions, unfortunately.
Yes, he
Very
was out
unfortunate
of the
by him.
points positions and far behind the next nearest driver, so he went ahead and left, just parked it.
As right now the gap is 6 seconds, exactly 6 seconds. I'm not sure if it'll be enough, but it might be possible. If Kuhan makes a mistake, Regional will be there. 2.5 laps to go. Kuhan is keeping it very clean right now. He goes slightly wide. 5.5 is the gap.
5.4.
Yep, it is going down
Now
quickly.
5.3.
4.9. It is not over yet for Regional Veloci. He can still win his first race. 2 laps to go this time by.
Meanwhile,
It
Nico
is
managed to take
4.6.
back P3.
It is 4.6 right now.
4.4,
Regional is not out of
4.3.
it yet. And Regional pull out the most incredible comeback of his entire career and win this race. Tires are really struggling for Kuhan. It is 4.3 right now.
Kuhan has been on the
4.2.
same compound since the very
Oh, Kuhan
beginning of
goes
the
wide.
race.
Kuhan goes
Oh,
wide.
just a little wide, but it could be enough. It could be enough. As that gap
Point
now goes
zero.
down to 4 seconds. 3.5.
3.5. Oh shoot, he is closing. Here comes Regional.
We are on the
3.4.
second to
Oh,
last
Kuhan
lap.
goes wide. This is getting very intense. Kuhan needs to keep it consistent. He's got to defend with all his might right here.
It's down to 3 seconds with a lap and a half to go.
We all thought Kuhan had this in the bag after the two MaxGP drivers disconnected with that massive gap, but no. He's going to allow Regional to get back in the fight.
I'm not sure allow is the correct word. I don't know that Kuhan has a choice. It's now 2.8 seconds is that gap. Oh, did
9
Reggie
now.
make a mistake? Reggie might have gone a little wide. It's gone up to 2.9.
I think it is.
It's possible
You
that
see the
Reggie
gap
could
now.
wind up pushing himself too hard and causing himself to lose time in an attempt to try and make up that deficit.
Yep. This is not over by any means. Coming to the white flag. Kuhan has 1 lap to go to get his first victory in FRL D2.
The gap is 2.5 seconds at this point.
Regional is crawling. He is gaining. Kuhan needs to keep it perfect. Regional is gaining. He is trying everything. His first win is in sight. He is right there. One more position away from his first win in FRL.
It's down to 2 seconds now.
If Regional does get in the slipstream, he is going to be there on the final corner.
Indeed, indeed.
So it is 1.9, 1.7. He is in slipstream range.
This could be the end
Kuhan,
for
neither of these two
Kuhan's lead.
drivers, neither of these two drivers have ever won in D2. Seen a great fight for each driver's maiden victory.
It's down to
Regional is in the
1.3
slipstream.
as now
Here
we
comes
see
Regional.
Kuhan
Regional in
doing
the
a little bit of
slipstream.
weaving, trying to keep.
Kuhan is weaving.
It's just over a second at this point.
Regional sends it. Kuhan wide. It's going to have one last chance.
It's down to
7/10.
0.7 seconds.
His win is right there.
Coming into the
Kuhan
chicane.
is trying
Half
everything
a
he can
second,
to
half a
defend.
second.
Oh, Kuhan!
Kuhan goes
Kuhan goes
wide,
wide.
and Reggie
Regional
takes the
going to win the
lead.
race. Regional makes a huge mistake. And it looks like Regional, who has been racing ever since Season 3, is finally going to see his first win.
And we go
Regional
to the
coming up the
flag.
corner. Regional is now an FRL race winner. Checkered flag. What a drive by Regional.
And Kuhan takes
That
a
was an
P2.
incredible fight.
Tony M, Enzo Boy, Nico Bico, Chirpy Bird F1. Your top 6 have now been crowned. We got the next drivers finally coming. We got Jesper, Man 15, the championship leader, all the way down in 8th. Pizza,
And I think Man 15 is world champion of D2 now. I think he
Giacomo,
clinches it.
16 rise. 3 drivers left to cross the line, I believe. And there's a big battle for that last points position between Hangman Page and Among Us Cecily Imposter, who takes P12 above Hangman Page. And one last driver to cross the line now, 21K Clouds in P14. They are rounding the final corner now. And across the
What?
line.
I am speechless. What we saw there was an incredible. That is FRL for you right there.
That
Two
is
drivers
FRL for you.
dueling it out on the final lap, on the final sector, on the final corners. But it was Regional's day.
Yes.
Regional is your FRL D2 race winner at Nagoya for season 5.
Yes. What a great race that was. Anyways, I hope
It
you will
really
all
was.
join us in about an hour for the Division 1 race that'll be streamed on this channel as well.
Yeah, as I believe the D1 race will be delayed by 5 to 10 minutes to F1 qualifying at Silverstone. I hope you'll understand.
Yes.
But anyways, yeah, we will thank you all for tuning in with us on this exciting final lap. And
And
we will see you guys in about